So I think one thing I've had to get used to here, and I think any African American particularly uh, person, or even Caribbean person traveling, is that oftentimes people are going to stare at you. And when I mean stare, I mean like full on, unapologetic, awkward. I'm like looking down your mouth, throat, stare. Not like in the US where, people may look out the corner, I'm talking kind of staring, okay? And like I said, I've traveled a lot around the world, different continents and everything. And I even remember one time I was in Sicily. It was my first time going to Sicily in Italy. And I was in line, I was traveling by myself. And this woman, I think she was an American white woman. She was on the same flight as me, and she said, sometimes, I don't even know, it was so random, like she just came up to me and she said, sometimes when people are staring at you, it's not like it's a bad thing, it's more like they might be curious, or they might be fascinated, or they might think you're pretty, or, or whatever. But it was kind of interesting because I didn't elicit this, her assessment or anything. I was just standing in line. But at the same time, I kind of appreciated her saying that because, that was like one of my first times, being, when I went overseas. I went to Europe for the first time several years ago, and, that would happen a lot. And a lot of times when people are staring at you in the United States, it's not always necessarily a good thing, or again, you don't really know. So anyway, I've heard of the word, understood the word anomaly before. But boy, do I understand it now. So an anomaly, I'm looking at the definition now according to Webster's. It says it's a deviation or departure from the normal or common order, form, or rule. One that is peculiar, irregular, difficult to classify. Yes. In Indonesia, yes. African Americans and African American women at that are a complete anomaly. So let me tell you what I mean. So each class, when I start a new class, that I'll have for 12 weeks, we always play like this getting to know you game. And I'll say, okay, hello, my name is Miss Robin. We're gonna play get to know, or guess where I'm from. That's the name of the game. I'll like, guess where I'm from. And let me tell you, it's not even just children. It's children, teenagers, adults. They will, it's like they go around the world naming places. America rarely is guessed, okay? I'll get, of course, Africa. I'll even get Papua, which is an area of New Guinea where I'm guessing, darker skinned people, and they are there. Let's see, I'll get the Caribbean. Rarely, that's even rarer that someone guesses that. But I've heard like Jamaica, Trinidad, Brazil, Colombia, Cuba, Mexico. Like France, if they do get to Europe, France, England, let's see. Those are the main ones I've heard. Even somebody was trying to say Australia. It's before they guess America, even though they might hear my accent and it sounds American, and even though I might be dressed like a Westerner, it's almost like they cannot, it would be like maybe if you saw the Loch Ness Monster. Well, I don't want to call myself a monster. Like the Tooth Fairy, or like, I don't know, like just some kind of, like a figment, some legend that you like don't think it exists, and then you see it or something. Like, I don't know if that's a good comparison or not, but it's just kind of like, even though they see people that are African American on TV, they see Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, they see entertainers, they see Oprah Winfrey, they see African Americans on TV, and they know who they are. It's something about like when they actually see you, it doesn't register, or they can't even imagine. And in all fairness, I have only met 2, and I'm even surprised I met 2 African American women since I've been here. One works for the embassy, and another woman, she teaches interior design with a Singapore school. But they both live in Jakarta. And the only reason I met them is because I met them through this networking group of these like professionals that live and work in Jakarta from around the world. But they don't live near me, okay? They live like 30 minutes towards central, downtown area of Jakarta. I live further north. So it's so crazy because I don't see any African American women where I'm at. I do have a friend who is Jamaican, and she lives in my area. But outside of us, I mean, yeah, I don't see any black women. So it's so crazy because people like don't know what to think, and then they find out you are African American, and then it's like even more, curiosity and things that they're wondering about. And like my hair, I wear my hair natural. I was walking down, the street one day. This was in Bali. I was walking down the street one day, and there was this guy, and he kind of had kind of a fro-like hair going, that he was wearing. Anyway, he was like, "Oh, did you make that?" Like he thought I made my hair, like, and put it on. And it's so weird because I don't even know if they're talking about like a wig or weave or what, but it's like they think you like make it, like I'm sitting here making, this hairstyle or something. He's like, "Oh, you make that?" And he's like, "Is that your hair?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my hair." So it's kind of funny to be asked that here. And then another time I was in Bali, I was getting this, it was like a scalp massage, and they do stuff with like oils and everything. And this woman was like trying to comb my hair. Like part of it is like they do this scalp massage, and I guess part of it like they'll kind of brush your hair. And I'm like, no, honey, like let me do that, because I know you don't know what you're doing. I mean, there's a lot of African American women who don't even know, what to do with natural hair, let alone this lady from another country. But she was just so fascinated, like, oh, wow, and asking me about different styles and everything. And yeah, and then you have people who are like, "Oh, I love your hair," and yeah, so it's like it's interesting. I mean, sometimes it's flattering or it's nice, to be able to represent people, but then sometimes it just gets annoying, like the stares and things like that. But I mean, I'm used to it, at this point. And then and it's funny because like I'll be walking to the mall or something, and I mean it'll be like someone like looking. I don't know if I can really do it from here, but or like this, people will be working, and then I just see some eyes like over the counter staring. Like it's so crazy, guys. But maybe I'll even try and capture it on video camera or something one day. So yeah, that's kind of funny too. And then they do find out you're American, and a lot of times you're walking down the street, and if they do think you're American, they'll just yell out, "Barack Obama!" Like, yeah, okay, like I guess, I don't know. So, and it's cool too because Barack Obama did live in Jakarta with his mom, I think for 4 years when he was a child. So every now and then I will see a Barack Obama picture somewhere, or someone wearing a Barack Obama t-shirt, President Obama t-shirt. So that's nice that they have some love, for him and his time here and everything. And I think the U.S. does, like, they have a lot of programs helping Indonesian youth get, I think I just read, like, some kind of job placement and training and things like that. So that's nice that he's able to bridge those gaps and everything with Jakarta. Jakarta is a pretty, as far as like a lot of Islamic countries and everything, it tries to kind of act like a mediator with a lot of places in the Southeast or Southeast Asia. I think like right now with this whole China Sea dispute, Japan and China, Indonesia is able to act like a kind of a mediator. So that's cool that the U.S. has good relations with Indonesia. And what else? Yeah, so it's interesting. And then when I go sometimes to bars, well, not really bars. I've only been to like 2 piano bars. Like they're into karaoke and like live music here. Like if there's any kind of singing going on, like even if I'm just like eating my food or walking by, someone's like, "Hey, you want to get up? Like, you want to get up and sing?" They just automatically will think, I guess, if I'm African American or black, then I'm probably a good singer. Yeah, so it's pretty outrageous, but it all comes with the life. So more stories to come, and go to the website, mabuangels.com.